Do you think you'll ever be Queen?
No, I don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts. But I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into. Because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently. Because I don't go by a rule book. Because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
And do you think that because of the way you behave, that's precluded you effectively from becoming Queen?
Yes, well, not precluded me, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think I have as many supporters in that environment than I did. Yeah.
You mean within the royal household?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They see me as a threat of some kind. And I'm here to do good. I'm not a destructive person.
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path. And I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you go into an engagement and there's a great many people there.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sapphire Love, and if you're new here, I help you remember who you truly are whilst mastering the art of power, seduction, and self-mastery. In today's The Power of Envy video, we're diving into the life of another icon, Princess Diana. And her story shows us just how dangerous envy can be from the people closest to you. Diana faced envy both inside and outside the royal family, and her story just shows us how destructive envy can be from the people even closest to you. So before we get into the video, of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to become a part of the community. And also don't forget to like this video and leave a comment down below of your experience with envy. So grab a seat and let's get into it. So Diana Frances Spencer was born on the 1st of July, 1961, making her a Cancer with an Aquarius moon. Born into a noble family, Diana had a privileged but challenging childhood. Her parents divorced when she was only 8 years old, and that had a profound impact on her, making her feel abandoned and insecure at a young age. Many say Diana grew up with a deep desire to be loved, and a desire that shaped much of her adult life. Fun fact, Diana was incredibly shy as a child, something people often noticed, but as she grew, she transformed that shyness into quiet strength. Even as a young woman, Diana was envied by her peers. People would say things like, she's got everything, beauty, a noble family, and now she's marrying the future King of England. But they didn't see the whole story. While she appeared to live a fairy tale life, internally, Diana was battling deep insecurities. In school, Diana was known for her kindness, but people still couldn't help but envy her family's high status, even though she felt isolated at times. When Diana married Prince Charles, the envy around her only intensified. People envied her title, her beauty, and the perceived perfection of her life. But inside the palace, she struggled with feeling unsupported and emotionally neglected. The public adored her, but this only deepened the jealousy she faced behind closed doors. Even Prince Charles was said to be jealous of the way Diana effortlessly connected with the public. Some reports say he once complained that she's taking all the attention away from me.
It was at around this time that you began to experience difficulties in your marriage and your relationship to the Prince of Wales. Is that true?
Well, we were a newly married couple, so obviously we had those pressures too. And we had the media who were completely fascinated by everything we did. And it was difficult to share that load, because I was the one who was always pitched out front, whether it's my clothes, what I said, what my hair was doing, everything. It was a pretty dull subject, actually, and it's been exhausted over the years. when actually what we wanted to support, it was our work, and as a team.
What effect did the press interest in you have on your marriage?
It made it very difficult, because for a situation where it was a couple working in the same job, we got out the same car, shook the same hand, my husband did the speeches, I did the handshaking. So basically we were a married couple doing the same job, which is very difficult for anyone, and more so if you've got all the attention on you. We struggled a bit with it, it was very difficult. And then my husband decided that we'd do separate engagements, which was a bit sad for me, because I quite liked the company. But there again, I didn't have the choice.
So it wasn't at your request that you did that on your own?
Not at all, no.
And I feel like men and women that watch me can relate to this. If you've ever experienced having an insecure partner and they feel like you're taking all the attention and they feel a way when you get attention. It could be if you're around their friends and you have a personality to you, you're beautiful, you have a light, you're a handsome man, you're a beautiful woman, you have tenacity, you have a way with people. It could be your friends or a partner. They won't like it. They won't like it, and guess what they'll do? They will make you feel bad for it. And that's what happened in Diana's case. So Charles hated this. Charles did not like that Diana had a way with people. It was just her energy. She had an aura. She had a light. There's some people that are just born like this. There's some people, they're just born with this aura and they're born with this power. And a lot of us don't even know that we emit this type of power in us. A lot of us don't even know that we have this light around us. So if you're watching this, you probably face jealousy from a really young age, just people not liking you, you being ostracized, isolated. You think you're weak, but you're not. You don't know yourself yet, but they know you before you know you. While the world saw Diana as a radiant princess, those closest to her saw the toll envy took on her. The media praised her for her looks and style, but Diana was much more than that. People often whispered she's just a pretty face, but in reality, she was deeply compassionate, using her platform for causes that mattered. Whether it was visiting AIDS patients or speaking about mental health,
eating disorders, whether it be anorexia or bulimia, show how an individual can turn the nourishment of the body into a painful attack on themselves. And they have at their core a far deeper problem than mere vanity.
The princess said she'd spoken to children and adolescent sufferers who are particularly vulnerable to eating disorders.
Press reports. It was suggested that it was around this time things became so difficult that you actually tried to injure yourself. Is that true?
When no one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen. For instance, you have so much pain inside yourself that you try and hurt yourself on the outside because you want help, but it's the wrong help you're asking for. People see it as crying wolf or attention seeking, and they think because you're in the media all the time, you've got enough attention, inverted commas. But I was actually crying out because I wanted to get better in order to go forward and continue my duty and my role as wife, mother, Princess of Wales. So, yes, I did inflict upon myself. I didn't like myself. I was ashamed that I couldn't cope with the pressures.
What did you actually do?
Well, I just hurt my arms and my legs. And I work in environments now where I see women doing similar things, and I'm able to understand completely where they're coming from. I had bulimia for a number of years, and that's like a secret disease you inflict it upon yourself because your self-esteem is at a low ebb and you don't think you're worthy or valuable. You fill your stomach up 4 or 5 times a day, some do it more, and it gives you a feeling of comfort. It's like having a pair of arms around you, but it's temporary. Then you're disgusted at the bloatedness of your stomach, and then you bring it all up again. And it's a repetitive pattern, which is very destructive to yourself.
Diana used her role to make a real difference, which only made her more of a target for envy.
HIV does not make people dangerous to know, so you can shake their hands and give them a hug. Heaven knows they need it.
And remember, back then, AIDS was a really taboo subject. Mental health in general was taboo subjects. Even today, when people speak about mental health, when they speak about things like AIDS, sexual health, STDs, it's still such a taboo. So you can only imagine the magnitude that and the confidence, the quiet confidence that she had in her. She did not care. I love Diana for this, and this is why I'm doing the series that it even happens to the most famous men and women. And I want you guys and girls to apply it to your life and remember who you are. Don't let anyone dim your light. Okay? Don't let anyone dim your light. Don't anyone take away your kindness. Because most people in this world are toxic, and most people in this world are dark. And when they see someone walking around with light and they have a good attitude and they're a good person, they will resent you for it. They will come close to you because it's a paradox. They want to come close to what they don't have, while simultaneously hating you for it, putting you down for it, and trying to distinguish your light. One biographer wrote, Diana became more powerful than the institution she married into, and they didn't know how to handle that. You know when you're just that girl or that guy, and people don't know how to handle that, or maybe you enter into a new friend group. They take you in, maybe they think you're this naive boy, naive girl. They start seeing your power. They start seeing your light that maybe you don't see, or you saw but you didn't understand the magnitude of your power. And they will hate you for it. They will. Diana's relationship with the media was both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, they adored her and amplified her voice. But on the other, they scrutinized her every move. Envy from the public became amplified as every detail of her personal life was exposed. People would say, why should we feel bad for her? She has everything. But the truth was, Diana was deeply lonely and struggled with her mental health. Even to this day, it's a taboo for a handsome man or a beautiful woman to talk about mental health, to talk about their struggles, because, oh, God forbid you should have any struggles. You won the gene card. You won the gene pool. You have nothing to complain about. But people don't realize when you're beautiful, you attract everything. You attract good and the bad, and mostly the bad. People only focus on the privileges, but the privileges are only a small percentage of what you gain from your beauty. Yes, we gain good things, and I am not complaining about that. I love that. I'm not complaining about that. If you're an unattractive woman, you may be invisible to men. And if you're an unattractive man, you may be invisible to women. However, but what happens when you're visible? That's what they don't talk about. When you're visible and you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the street smarts, you don't have boundaries, you don't know who you are, they're going to be wolves and they're going to eat you up. You're like a magnet. You attract the good and the bad. You attract everything. So you have to be careful. You have to be wise. You have to be wise and you have to be sharp, and you need to learn the game of life. Despite the media frenzy, Diana once said, I'd like to be a queen in people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country.
Do you think you'll ever be queen?
No, I don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country.
Now that speaks to her deep understanding of her public versus private role. One of the most powerful things about Princess Diana was how she turned her pain from all that envy into purpose. She didn't just sit back and let the royal expectations define her. She chose to step outside the box, dedicating her time to humanitarian causes. In doing so, she turned to the very envy that sought to diminish her into fuel for positive change. Even after her tragic death, envy continued to surround her story. People still say no one will ever live up to Diana's legacy. And it's true, her light was unmatched. The power of envy is clear here. It follows those who shine the brightest. Diana's life reminds us that when you have a gift that draws people in, envy is often the price you pay. But like Diana, you can choose to rise above it and use your power for good. So, what can we learn from Princess Diana's journey? Envy is inevitable when you shine, but it's how you respond that matters. Diana took all that envy and transformed it into a legacy of love, compassion, and change. She teaches us that even when the world envies you, you can still rise above and remain true to yourself. So that's it for the end of this video. If you love this episode of The Power of Envy, drop a comment down below and tell me what stood out to you the most about Diana's life. Or if you can relate, comment down below. I'd love to hear. And remember, don't let envy dim your light. Keep shining, and remember to play chess, not checkers. And always let your power speak for itself. See you in the next episode. Bye!